years ago, you posted on your social media that you were having a break to get some rest, to take care of your mental healthness. Could you talk a little bit about this process? How was that experience for you? You stopped everything, or you just stopped from the social media?
Yeah, so I was having problems with my hands at the time as well. I mentioned earlier about ulnar nerve compression. I have some muscle and nerve compression here as well. And I was finding playing harder than I'd ever found it before. I had a big period in my life before my daughter was born where I could literally pick up a guitar and go. No warm-up required, nothing. And I was picking the guitar up and it's just feeling very difficult to play. And because I'm not used to that process, and I had less time available to me because my daughter was born, so on and so forth, I wasn't enjoying playing guitar for the first time in my entire life. It felt like pressure, and it felt like all I was doing was maintenance on the instrument, and even that was difficult. So that combined with the pressure of social media, where you have to just constantly upload, and it has to be perfect every single time, and you're doom scrolling, as they call it, through just insane guitar players constantly. Whether it's real or not, it doesn't matter, because it just, as far as you're concerned, you're seeing it, and it's hard to deal with. So I didn't play for about 6 months properly. Like, I picked the guitar up once in a while. I'm very, very, very lucky because the vast majority of my income is passive. Selling courses online, I've got an app that I sell, so on and so forth. So I could take a break. And I'm a big believer in, you have to just wait for it to feel good again. If you force it, and I'm lucky enough, as I say, to not have to force it, it's going to get worse. And I don't want to be in the position where I start thinking, I don't want to do this, I want to do something else. I can't do anything else. There'd be nothing else I could do. So yeah, that break really, really helped. And this started to improve a little bit. It's not fixed, but it's improved, and I'm enjoying playing again. I'm enjoying the sound of the guitar. And in that period, what I actually did is I bought a load of analog synths and just got into sound design and, did a load of stuff with the synths and understood how synthesis worked and spent some money on gear that wasn't related to guitar, as we do, So that was really nice, did some gaming, so on and so forth. And just, you need a break every now and again. You see this with guitar players, like Steve Morse, great example, went and became an airline pilot for a while. A break is good every now and again. And if you're not feeling like it, and you do have the ability to take a bit of a break, even if it's just a couple of weeks, you should do it. Don't force yourself through these mental barriers, because I think you'll do more harm than good in the long run. It's just difficult because musicians, you've got to keep working and you've got to keep the social media grind going. However, what's interesting for me is I've not done as much social media recently. I've done the odd bit here and there, and it feels good to not be constantly doing that. And I don't think it's as big a deal as people think it is. I think you can take a break and go back to it later on, and it's okay.
Nice. I would like to ask you to say for our followers some tip for the guitarist that is passing through this hard time as you passed before. Can
sure. Yeah. Do you want me to say to the camera or to you? Or?
Okay.
Yeah.
You can say to the camera.
I think it's really, really, really important, and I've learned some of this the hard way, to not be too hard on yourself. Don't do the thing where you compare yourself to every other guitar player on the planet, because there are going to be a whole bunch of guys out there who are better than you, better than me. There's always somebody who's at a higher level, and if you're constantly comparing yourself to everybody else, it's like a recipe for mental disaster, basically. You're unique, some of your influences are unique, some of what you've practiced, and that's a good thing. Strive to improve, but don't stress yourself out about it too much. A good friend of mine, a guy called John Wheatcroft from the UK, amazing guitar player, has this phrase where he says, there's a reason it's called playing music. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be super stressful. So, don't be too hard on yourself. It's okay to not be the best at everything.
Perfect.